Sometimes if you just like to do something for fun, I got a suggestion for you. This is from our teachings the last few weeks from the Gospel of Mark. We come to the 3rd chapter, and in the 3rd chapter, Mark lists the 12 apostles. Now, just for fun, ask somebody to name them for you. And it can be quite hilarious. Some people just absolutely have no clue. And I'm talking about people who are believers. And then they'll start naming them, and then they'll want to insert Luke in there. Or I heard somebody say, Paul. Of course, we know that's not true. But the truth of the matter is that when you read the 4 Gospels, and all of them gives us at least a few of the apostles, but oftentimes using different names because they had different names. It's like I have 3 names, first name, middle name, last name. And so one writer of the Gospels would refer to him as one name, another. And it becomes rather interesting to get it all straight. Now, I have enlisted the aid of an old Bible encyclopedia, and this is one of my most treasured possessions because I can find just about anything that's in the Bible from this old encyclopedia. It's just one volume, but it's so valuable to me. And I looked it up, and they gave me a list, but then again, if I take that list and I compare it to the list that each one of the Gospels gives it, is just not the same. Andrew, Simon Peter, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, who's also Nathaniel, Thomas, Matthew, Simon the Canaanite, who's also Simon Zelotes, Jude, Lebbaeus, Thaddeus, and also it also referred to Judas. James, the son of Alphaeus, are often referred to as James the Less, and Judas Iscariot. Now, that's the list from the old Bible encyclopedia I have, and I'm not going to read all of the list from all of the Gospels. But I find it to be interesting that in almost all of the Gospels, there are 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 chapters in before they ever give you the list, but they're talking about them, but they don't tell us who they are until they get to about the 6th or 7th chapter. And then John in his gospel, he refers to Judas in the middle, and then toward the end, he gives us a partial list of those who were there at the Sea of Galilee, but not the entire list. And so now I found all of this to be fascinating. But as we go through the broadcast this week, I'm going to tell you a few things that you might need to know concerning these men, because Jesus was a teacher, and Jesus taught his disciples to teach what he had taught. And that becomes a very valuable thing for us to understand so that the gospel continues to go forth. In other words, what have you learned? And what you have learned, you're responsible to share. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.